I think we're live. I have never done this from the car or from my phone. So, welcome. My name is Lise Colucci, and I am a life coach that helps you guys with all things related to recovery from narcissistic relationships, as well as transforming your life afterwards into something beautiful. So, let's get started. We're going to talk about the truth teller and what that's all about and how it plays out when you're dealing with a narcissistic person in your life. I don't know that I'm going to be able to see chat. Let me see if I can. I have no, it is right there. Okay, got it. All right, so I came on here with no prompting. So if you're tuning into this later, let me know what you think in the comments, because if you're a truth teller in your family or in your life, you probably understand what I'm going to talk about here today, and you'll have more to add that I'm going to miss. Okay, so basically, a truth teller is someone that really sees the big picture. I think a lot of us tend to be the INFJ types or similar personality types that we see, and I'm one of them, so I'm going to say we a lot, all right? We see the big picture of situations. We see the gaslighting. We see, I see the chat. Hey, UNA, thank you. We see basically the truth of what's going on in a big picture way. Now, what happens is, of course, we project our own interpretations of the emotions around it, or like how we interpret it, but we do see the big picture. We're the type that, like, we can watch a commercial or a political thing or a social thing that's going on in the world, and we can see the multiple sides and the many different facets that are going on, and find and pull the threads of truth out of it, that, like, we can see, that's indoctrination, that's nothing but other people's opinions. And it's really hard to shut our mouths when we're confronted with injustices, with things that aren't congruent, things that don't make sense, with lies, with manipulations. The thing is, we can see all of this, but that doesn't mean we are immune to manipulation or immune to toxic people getting into our lives and twisting our truths and our realities. But the hard thing about being a truth teller is, number one, it's hard to hold back. It's hard to gray rock. It's hard to say nothing when in the face of something that you see as a bold-faced lie or a manipulation, right? And it's also hard to, sorry, I'm wiggling the phone. I'm trying really hard not to. Okay. It's also really, really hard to keep our mouths shut when we see an injustice happening to someone else, or we see it happening in society, or we see it happening just all around us, right? Now, imagine that, and you've got a narcissistic parent or a narcissist in your life trying to be the manipulator, trying to make sure that it goes the way they dictate it goes and the way their delusion states the world should be. And we see right through it, and we see the truth. We're the ones that get pinched under the table, you know what I mean? Or kicked under the table. We're the ones that get told we're rude. We are insubordinate. We're disrespectful. We need to keep our mouths shut. We are liars. We're not, because when it goes against the narcissist quote truth, right? Not real truth, but their delusional truth, or the truth that they are projecting out there that everyone's supposed to believe, that's actually a lie. Of course it's a lie compared to that, because we're seeing the big picture, which is the truth, and they won't allow for that to be seen because they need everyone to believe the delusion. So this is in direct conflict with a narcissist world. We are the scapegoat extraordinaire, right? We are the biggest black sheep of the family, because we will not sit back and say nothing. Or if we sit back and say nothing, we got a look on our face. Or we sit back and say nothing, and they know darn well we see the truth. We're the ones that the narcissist can't pull the wool all the way over. You know, like they can't hide the truth from us. Even though we may get trauma bonded, and we may have cognitive dissonance, and we may slip into believing the manipulation because we're so tired, or we're so wanting to see what the narcissist is presenting us, right? So, and I can only read chat as it comes up. I can't read the whole stream. So I am really sorry. Oh, there it is. Ha! I figured it out. Okay, I got this. All right. Anyway, anyone in here that's here, I know there's only a few of us here right now because I did not announce a darn thing. I'm so sorry, but doing it. Oh, Anyone in here also a truth sayer, truth teller, truth seer, right? And what have you struggled with? Here's what I've struggled with in my life. Well, as a child, being told I was telling untruths when they were total truths. They were just not the truths that narcissistic people presented, right? Being told I'm rude, being told I have a bad attitude. When I see, and it's funny because sometimes, of course I do, but mostly it's not a bad attitude. It's the reality of what's happening. What the heck, right? So, when you are this, so growing up, when I learned early on in the workplace, I had a workplace where there was an incredible narcissistic situation going on and I was being scapegoated. And when I presented it to the boss, I was told, that's fine. I can see that they're doing these things and they're manipulating the situation. But your attitude toward it needs to change. I'm sorry, what? But I learned early on, no one cares. No one wants to hear it. No one wants the truth. It's so difficult for people who are truth tellers. Now you take that into a deeply narcissistic situation and they're not going to give you that warning of, change your attitude or else kind of thing. They're just going to attack. They're going to come after you because they need to silence you. They need to keep you in a state of confusion and they need to smear you to everyone else so that no one believes you, so that you are a lie teller instead of a truth teller, right? Like that's what they need, what a toxic person will need in order to maintain their status and their position of power and truth, quote unquote, right? Like not real truth. So it's, the smear campaigns. It's really challenging to be in this position and have this big picture sort of vision in life and hold your tongue. And there are so many situations where I hope I'm in a parking lot I'm allowed to be in. There's so many situations where I totally lost my train of thought because a truck just drove by and looked at me like, what are you doing here? It's okay, it's all good, maybe. Anyway, there's so many situations where, let me just move on because I forgot what I was saying. Let me check the chat. Okay, if I can find it. Live chat. There we are. Okay. Hey guys, anybody have anything they want to add to this about, are you guys truth tellers in your family? I mean, we tend to be the scapegoats. We tend to be the ones that everyone sort of doesn't listen to. Like, what the heck, right? People don't want to listen to the truth. They don't want to hear it. And I have had to learn in my life to soften my approach of how I present the truth, even though it's not authentically how I would wish to say it. I've had to learn to soften it because people take it personal when it isn't, or people feel threatened by the truth because it goes against what they believe or what they've been told, even when it comes to talking to survivors of narcissism. And I think that's why in coaching, I'm able to talk to so many people of so many different types of personalities, because I have learned how to take this way of seeing the truth. Like, I listen, I hear your truth, I hear the story, and I can totally see the picture you're painting, right? When you're telling the story. And then there might be something that's like, okay, here's where you need to look at things. And I've had to learn how to soften my approach when I talk to people so that I'm speaking to the actual person, not just blurting out the truth, right? And that's been an interesting one, but that's my own thing. But so let's see what you guys are saying. Hang on before I lose my power here. Okay. This is kind of fun trying to do this. All right. Let's see. Jack. Hey, Jack says, I was scared to speak up and not taken seriously. I speak up now. Right. Because you're not taken seriously, right? You're taken because you're pointed out as like rude. It's so strange how people don't want to see the reality of what's going on. And then when you have narcissism in the mix, you're pointed out as a troublemaker or a, okay, let me see. What he's saying here. And Jack says, I was expected to shut up, but now that I speak up, I'm labeled as a troublemaker. Exactly. I have so many things I want to say on here, guys, that I can't because I already know it won't be heard. Right? Like, really, even by survivors. I mean, there's things I wish I could talk about, but I don't and I can't. So yeah. It's an interesting place to be, the truth teller. And it is, but here's the thing, guys, it's needed. We are needed to help others, to help ourselves, to be there. Okay. When people need the truth, don't they come to you? They sure do. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Trying to get into the chat. Okay. Let's see. Hello, Mima. Haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Chris. Chris is saying, I feel what you're saying so hard, right? What else? Tell me what else goes on? I'm really have no notes here, just talking from experience. But there's a whole lot more to this that I could be saying. I think, okay, let's talk about gray rocking when you are a truth teller. Really hard, right? Because you've already seen that this is nonsense that's coming your way. You can see and label the behavior that's being thrown at you. You can totally feel, see, sense, and know there's gaslighting, there's projecting, whatever. And gray rock? What? I'm supposed to say nothing? I'm supposed to close my mouth and just like sit here saying nothing and hope that I'll feel okay afterward. Oh, so hard, isn't it? But here's the thing. If you can recognize what is happening and you can label it in your head, okay, they're gaslighting again, whatever. And you can detach from needing, okay, there's your own ego. Don't need to be right. Don't need to be right. Let the narcissist be right, because frankly, the narcissist will always be right in their own world all the time. Anyway, there's no point in winning that battle because there is no battle to win if you step out of the game. All right. So get your own ego in check, so to speak. Get your emotions in check and realize, again, you're never going to win because there is no winning. The narcissist will always twist things back to be the one, right? To be right, so to speak. And it's pointless. It's pointless. So as a truth teller, we need to apply it to ourselves when we're gray rocking to see that we need our truth to be intact as well. And if we play into the gaslighting and the projecting and the manipulation, we aren't living our truth. If we step back, gray rock it, step away, calm down, process it, get mad somewhere else, right? And let it go and move on with our day for ourselves, then we're actually living more true to ourselves. And then we can say that we're seeing the truth of us instead of living the lie. I think that's what's so hard about being gaslit when you are a truth teller, is that you can see the lie so clearly and you're living a lie so obviously, and then you feel shame and guilt and all that other stuff that is unnecessary for your life. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, UNA says, I get labeled less as a troublemaker, but more aspy or autistic. Yeah, like you just blurt stuff out. That makes sense. Like you're not, it's almost like when the truth comes out, away goes the emotional, the depth of emotion, that when we say it, it's just like it comes out. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's see. I have to keep clicking on here. Oh, you're so good with words, they say sarcastically. Oh, my chat keeps disappearing. Okay. It fades away right as I'm reading. All right. There is danger with being the truth teller. Heck yeah. And also, if you learn to be wise about it, the danger fades and then it just becomes your own secret world of knowing the truth that then you can share with those who wish to listen, and those who don't want to listen, don't bother and waste your time, right? I was called brash. Ooh, brash by my ex. Thanks to these videos, I was able to ask questions to help me cut out my narcissist after 41 years of misery. Wow, Mima, thank goodness. Yes. Brash. Every time I said to my ex, psychopath or whatever the heck he was, sociopath, I don't know. Every time I said anything No matter what tone I had, no matter if it was said in a question, is this the truth? Whether if I played sweet, no matter how I tried to say it, I was rude for pointing out the truth. Didn't matter what, every single time. So yeah, I guess that's just what because they can't handle the truth. Right? Okay. I'm going to end here pretty quickly. I'm just on here a short bit today, unless you guys have things to talk about, just because it's kind of weird sitting in a car. Although now I look really like trendy with sitting in the car talking about narcissistic abuse. Maybe it should be a thing. Anyway, hey, Belle. Let's see. What did you say here? I can't. Sorry. I realize this is annoying when I have to click over for chat. Okay. Listening to your guidance on letting go and need to be right. Letting go of the need to be right. Isn't it hard? It's really hard to let go of the need to be right. It really, really is. It's the validation we want, right? It's not just our ego wanting to be right. There's a piece of it, sure. We as human beings should have a sense of self that wants protection. That's just normal. But it is about I'm reading chat at the same time, getting distracted. Sorry. It's about the feeling of invalidation, right? The feeling of, look, I've seen the truth. I've said the truth. Why can't you accept the truth? And wanting that other person to validate what you're seeing as real and as truthful. And it's almost like it feels impossible to be quiet, to hold back, to not want that. But you realize as you're going through it over and over again that you're never going to get that validation from a toxic person, because the game is to keep you down, to keep you from expressing your truth and from having your truth be a reality, and from you seeing through the gaslighting. The gaslighting is there to manipulate you. They don't want to play the game of let's have an open, healthy relationship, like open discussion, healthy relationship. I don't mean open like lots of people involved. I just mean like narcissistic people, toxic people, they just want to win. So there's no point. And I'm sorry, I keep looking away. It's really weird talking on a phone. You're just staring at yourself like, hi, I'm talking to myself, but and so I'm looking, and I do that one, I think. Anyway, I'm not distracted. I am paying attention. Okay. Okay, you guys, anything else? Yes, it is a constant testing of you. It is it's a game. They need the supply. We have to remember toxic people, narcissists in particular, they want the supply. They need, oops. Okay. Serious topic. Narcissistic people, they need the supply. They need the attention from you. They need you to pretty much be feeding them all the time your energy. They want the good. They want the good from you. They want the bad from you. They want you hurting. They want you suffering. They want you adoring them, worshiping them, and all of that mixed in with you cowering from them, being afraid of them, being punished by them, all of it, okay? They want all of it. So if you're trying to express your truth and they're not going to listen, of course it feeds them supply when you engage. That's why disengaging is not for them, it's for you. It actually helps you to disengage. Once in a while, people just need to say the truth. Get it? Totally. And yes, why not, right? But the point of Grey Rock isn't to live in it unless you absolutely have to. The point of Grey Rock is to do it long enough till you can get to a position where you can leave the situation you're in if you're able to. And if you're not able to, then you need to take some time to express your truth somewhere else. That's the thing, you guys, with the truth teller. We need to be able to express the truth that we see somewhere where it matters, somewhere where we're validated. And so you guys reach out for help if you need that. There is peer support for that. There's coaching for that. There's group coaching for that, whatever you need. I spend more time validating and listening than I do talking believe it or not. and yeah, that's because that's what's needed. It's so many of us are these scapegoated truth tellers that have had no one listen to us our whole life. Okay. All right. I am going to end pretty quickly here. Let me see if you guys have anything else, because I'm about to lean my hand again, which will honk the horn. And then I start laughing. Okay. This is so weird. It like the chat comes up and it's beautiful and I can read it better than when I'm on the computer, but then it fades away and I don't know how to make it stick. Just stay there. It did it again. Tried to read Belle's comment 3 or 4 times. Anyway, whatever you said, Belle, I'm sure it's great. Okay. Anything else before we head out? Okay. If not, I will see you guys on video later this week with other topics related to healing and understanding and all of that from narcissists and toxic people in your life. And I will be back next week. I'm trying to get on here Tuesdays between 9 and 11 Pacific. So it's really in the similar time slot to where Angie and I were meeting. So spread the word. I will try to do that regularly unless something comes up. The horn did happen at the perfect timing, didn't it? I got a little excited. Anyway, check back next week. I will try to send alerts out when I'm not on the road like this. And I mean, I'm not actually on the road, but you know, yeah. So check back next week for more live. Bring your friends. Let's get a community going here. I know there's support needed out there, and I know a lot of people are still struggling. I mean, myself included, right? From losing Angie. And I understand that. And I understand that coming over to someone else might feel weird or uncomfortable. So whatever I can do to make that more comfortable, if you need to chat with me or whatever, you can find me in email on the description of every video. And, you know, I've been working with Angie for 6 years and been, you know, pretty close business-wise with her, with Queen Being for, I don't know, pretty close for about 3 years and, you know, with her for 5. So this is a extension of her mission as well as my own mission, which I'm a little different than her. And obviously I'm a different person. Not trying to replace or do anything like that. But I mean, I have been doing this too. So it's, come on over, join me if you like it. Send your friends, whatever. And I will see you guys next week, but I'll see you before then on video. You guys take care, and thank you for being here on the No Notice. And if you're watching in replay, see you then later. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Don't forget subscribe and thumbs up. Bye-bye. If I can figure out how to end it, all will be well. Let's see. I have no idea. I don't know how to end it. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little daffy today. Well, maybe not. Maybe I will be on here forever. Oh, wait. If I click that, are you sure you want to stop streaming? I do. Bye-bye.